You know, it kind of feels like Hasbro front-loaded Age of the Primes with all the normal primes, because the back half is just bat insane. And the tip of that guano iceberg, the least insane of the insane, is Onyx Prime. And you know, I like this figure. Let's get that straight away. But he feels very Beast Wars, which maybe is why I like him so much. On the outside, he kind of looks like a normal robot, but all his armor is in this particular shade of brown. He is a tall glass of chocolate milk. But then you start looking closer, and then you realize the bottom half of his legs are horse legs. His wings, well, he's got wings. And, yeah, a head just sticking off the back of him. His helmet gives me very much Manticore Megazord vibes from Mystic Force. And then you realize his awesome, bracers covering his tits are also beast legs. He's got titty legs. And it keeps going. You can see his hands look more like claws than like hands. Well, they look like hands and claws, or hands that have claws. And then you notice things like the fur texturing on the inside of the elbow. It's like, dude, what is your deal? Well, his deal is he's the first Transformer in their history to eschew the traditional vehicle mode for beast modes. Notice how I said modes, i.e. more than one. Yes, this guy has a variable plethora of bestial forms to choose from. And he also very much does not look like any of the G1 beasts, like the Headmasters or anyone that has a bestial alt mode in Generation 1, because all of them lean very much into the technological side and pretty much almost none into the organic side. And this guy, again, feels very Beast Wars, maybe a bit more Beast Machines in his blending of the technological and the organic. And I think he pulls it off, because it is a crazy look, I will admit. I love it, but it's a bit much. We talk sort of the broad sweeps of it, but we can dive into it further, probably. His head is on a ball joint, and it's also on a hinge, so he can look around, look up that far. Can't really look down. His shoulders are on universal joints. They go out all the way. They even have a bit of butterfly motion. They have more butterfly motion for one of the other modes. But you do get a bicep swivel. You get 90-degree elbow that I don't think is ratcheted, but it has 2 click points there and there. And you have a wrist, which I think is ball jointed, or it's just a swivel. And you have an opening hand gimmick because he's a leader class toy. That was my elbow, not the figure. It doesn't look terrible. His fingers look a bit too far stretched out, but it doesn't bother me that much. And honestly, he can't really close his hand that well. He does have a waist joint. You have to get both pieces of his skirt armor out of the way. So he does have a waist joint. He does have hips that go universally out every direction. And they don't feel loose. Like, they're not weak as hell, but like, they feel smooth with no restriction that almost feels loose. You know, like it feels too smooth for it, especially the outward range. You do get a thigh swivel under it. And 2 knee joints, because these are those kind of legs. You get one there and one there, which doesn't look good in this mode. Like, you might want to just use that one. But you can get 90 degrees. No forward and backwards, but you do get that much ankle tilt. And a heel that kind of looks like a talon or a parasite. It bends down. So I guess you have a heel joint. Overall articulation's good. It's what you expect. It fulfills the criteria. It doesn't go beyond the criteria of the leader class, but none of it's hindered. The wings, they also have articulation. They have a hinge here, a hinge here, and a hinge here, which unfortunately breaks up the sculpt, so you might want to keep it just there, but even the wings are... I'm not sure that they're ratcheted, but they have hard click points. And yeah, he's a very almost normal looking robot, which is hilarious because then like you look at him and you can't see the crazy because it's covered up by the brown. But then the more you look at him, the more you see it, and then you go, "Oh God, what? Who styled you like that? Like, who picked out your armor, sir?" He looks like he fits into Monster Hunter. Honestly, like he looks like he's wearing a set of Monster Hunter armor that he just took from like one of the big bosses. I've never played Monster Hunter, like I can imagine. And he also has accessories. He has this staff, which splits apart into 2 pieces. And the top part, the spearhead itself, is his triptych mask, given him by Primus. Which, as I'm totally not reading off the wiki, says, it allows him to cast his spirit across vast differences to commune with the dreams of far-off beings. So, basically, it lets him be a Force ghost. Like Luke at the end of movie 9. Well, in his fight against Kylo Ren. Actually, that was episode 8. Excuse me. He projected himself across the universe to see Kylo, and that ended up killing him. It basically, Onyx does that. Only he doesn't have to die to do it. Although apparently he can also speak to people who are dead. Take that, Luke. And that was also... I'd say he's also partially responsible for the Beast Wars. Because his followers followed in his footsteps and took bestial outmodes. Not like I'm pretty sure he's the progenitor of the Beast Wars. Or at least the Maximals and the Predacons themselves probably took inspiration from Onyx. And despite his kind of intimidating powerhouse look, apparently he is very friendly to anyone who like isn't his enemy. Like he's described as just like a friendly guy who, you know, helps his friends. Which he doesn't look it, but I can respect it because I don't want to be on his bad side. So he can hold this triptych spear, as we're going to call it, in his hand. And then pop his elbow off. Because the joint is exposed for some godforsaken reason. But yeah, he looks good holding his spear. I like that it has a little bit of... It's that yellow or green. Let's not have that debate. 0-1. He also has this. This is his tail. It's not anything else in this mode. It's just his tail. Now you can either plug it into his ass or this skirt flap. And I believe it sits better... Well, it sits between his legs as a... Well... The average horsecock can get... Never mind. Moving on. Let's plug it there so he's not getting this video demonetized. There. It's a tail. We will remove said tail for the next mode. So, what we're going to do to close up his face, move his legs up here, use the butterfly joint to put the arm in front and get the leg all the way down. Do the same thing on the other side. They're going to be right back where they were. And then we're going to take this hidden ab joint and hinge it backwards. And then put the legs in like a proper position. You can extend the wings now, just for a full dramatic effect. And we're going to take the legs and just kind of bend them however you desire, but in the end you want them like somewhere like that. And then you can just adjust however you feel. This is his centaur mode. He has a centaur mode. I'm not kidding. This is labeled as a centaur mode. Oh no, you don't want his legs like that. Oh. His legs are actually going to be fully extended. Or no, probably just to extend. Like, that's. I think it's up to you how you want his legs. Whatever gives you the most balance, really. I think this also, yeah, his torso is supposed to click in. But you see what I mean when I said the batshit insane? Who turns himself from a robot into a centaur? This guy. It doesn't really feel like much of a change. Like you move the legs from his shoulders to down here and you just turned a biped into a quadruped. Very Beast Wars. Sometimes it's the other way around. A quadruped into a biped. And so he has a slightly different variation of the weapon at this point. So you take the tail and you split it open. And now it looks like a mustache. See? I have a new mustache. But there's a tab and a slot right there. And what you're supposed to do... Oh wait, where is it? Is that the right? No. You want it like this. Plugged in right there. Or D. Because he has to hold it. I'm trying to remember how he'll... Yeah, because he has a slot in his fingers. So, yeah, you want it... That's supposed to be a bow and arrow. A spear is not an arrow. Sure, it can be a projectile. And spears are very good at being projectiles. But he holds it like that. His tail is now a bow. A fantasy bow because it has no string. But he's using a spear as an arrow. While being badass, I don't think that's entirely practical. I know there are bow and arrow YouTubers on this platform. I wonder what they have to think about it. Take a crack at see if that is a good idea. Yes, this is his... I don't know if it's his main alt mode or if it's just one of his alt modes, but frickin' Centaur mode. So, now we move on to, I guess, his other proper beast mode. So, we can either keep the legs here or fold them back over. But we are going to do is fold the head down, fold this head out, take what is the chest piece, fold it up, and we're going to bring the torso back, fold the arms in front, and then we're going to kind of adjust things so that the elbow is forward, the hand is down, and then you're going to want to just make sure each of the legs, I'd fold it back at the hoof, or right here. You have articulation in these legs, I forgot to mention. There's universal joint in the hip, go out all the way around. There's one joint here, and a nail joint, which is all very actually realistic for a horse leg. Like, that's actually kind of pretty much what they look like. And then you want to bring the legs, the back legs. I think this mode requires them have the heel folded in, but you kind of want to do something that looks like this. This is his Griffin, Wyvern, whatever the hell mode. He gets a brand new head. It certainly is Wyvern appropriate. Everybody from Wales, does this look at all like your symbol. Is this creating any Welsh pride? It's got way too many legs. Like, you can fold these ones up to get them out of the way. But I don't know if I want to. Like, yeah, because they're out fully extended on the box, but the instructions tuck them away. And I think they actually count them tucked away as a different mode. But he's got frickin' 6 legs. Oh, and you can put the tail back on if you so choose. And now he's got a tail. Yay. Oh, no. I think it also wants you to just extend them like this, because I don't know. It's a make up your own alt mode. Like, is this how you want to position them? Yep, that's his mode. If you want to change them, oh, that's also his mode. But it wants you to take the spear and plug it in like that, and then plug it onto his back. Just like that. Sure. That weapon storage is kind of lame. But this alt mode is absolutely hilarious. Ridiculous. Like, the neck now has a ball joint and an opening mouth. Rah. Is he saying something in Welsh? I don't know any Welsh. Like, he has a dedicated head specifically for this mode, so like, this mode was intended. Like, it's not a fan mode, basically. It's intended. Yeah, you can, I think, tuck the legs up, probably. It's a bit... You know what, we'll just leave them out. Because why not go as ridiculous as you can? And that's Onyx. Oh. He's at least a triple changer with a freaking centaur mode. I feel the need to reiterate that as many times as I can. Centaur mode. Freaking Kentaurus Mon. And this thing, which Hippogriffin, Wyvern, whatever the hell you want to call it, mode. And a pretty sweet robot mode. Like, among the pantheon of primes, and so far this toy line, he's probably my favorite, just for how insane he is compared to the rest of the normal ones. And we haven't even touched insane yet. There's also some nice sculpting on the backs of his wings. Like, wing texture. If you're expecting, I don't know, some more jokes about Onyx, I don't know, maybe this mask could be a frying pan I used as a flying pan. Against his enemies, Onyx would use it as a dying pan. But how could I forget the most popular thing Onyx has ever been a part of? That song. Okay, how could I forget Onyx's theme song?
Drowsy magic up Onyx on a arm at night. Wheedle monkey, Pidgeotto, Clefairy, Ditto Canopy, Chelsea. Drowsy magic up Onyx on a arm at night. Wheedle monkey, Pidgeotto, Clefairy, Ditto Canopy, Butterfree.
Brock is not the only person to ever use an Onyx. Like, there was that Elite Four member, and there was that guy who had the tag team with the woman with the cloister. There's other joke material based on his name. If only I had good joke material. Okay, I hard recommend this guy just because he's ridiculous. I think it's his main selling point that he is ridiculous. But still able to pull off ostensibly a standard robot mode compared to what we have coming next, probably next year. Yeah, we've seen some of the images leaked, and oh boy. Maybe not leaked, but revealed. So yeah, Onyx Prime. He's half man, half horse. I guess it'd be more half robot, half horse, half wyvern, dragon. He's so many things that you're bound to have some fun with him. Until next time, try and be as weird as Onyx. Bye.